Hey, what's poppin', everybody? This is another podcast with Aris P. Please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Thanks in advance. I'm going to talk about the Washington Wizards New York Knicks game that ended a few minutes ago in Madison Square Garden. The final score was 102 to 106. The Knicks clinched the win. And we actually needed that win because we got a lot of difficult games coming up now. And we want to make it to the playoffs. And we want that good spot, you know what I'm saying? But let's take things in chronological order. Mitchell Robinson was a starter once again after a long time because he was injured. And that was because Nerlens Noel couldn't play tonight. That goes to show that we need depth. You got to have your backcourt. You just got to because, especially the Knicks had a lot of bad luck with injuries. We have a pandemic, which is detrimental to all of us. The Wizards started off by playing good defense in general, and especially on Julius Randle. They were red hot with Bradley Beal and Hachimura displaying their talents. The Knicks were 1 for 7 in field goals at the beginning. Russell Westbrook was playing kind of like Russell Westbrook, but not as good as he used to, of course. He was pretty aggressive and he displayed some of his athleticism, but it irks me to see pros miss so many free throws. Oh, I'm rhyming again? Anyway. Especially guards like Russell Westbrook or even Elfrid Payton. I mean, come on. Westbrook has 60% in free throws. I used to hit 11 out of 11 back in the 1990s. And I was never a pro because I wasn't tall enough. But yeah. Surprisingly, the Knicks called a timeout 5 minutes before the end of the first quarter, and that's like, I don't know. I think they should have called a timeout way before that. That was weird, but anyway. I loved how Garrison Matthews played for the Washington Wizards, and you also gotta love R.J. Barrett's technique when he penetrates. Like he kind of like does a Euro step sometimes too. He's quite impressive. I mean, considering the fact that he's only 20 years old. He's a left-hander that drives from the right-hand side, and that's rare. He's gifted, but he needs time to become an all-star. Now, about the second quarter, watching Brook Lopez versus Taj Gibson took me on a trip through memory lane because of their style and the fact that they're both slow. The old-school hook shots by Brook Lopez, the post defense by Taj Gibson. I mean, come on, you gotta love it. It was funny. I was amused. But after that, I wasn't amused at all because the Wizards had a 10-2 run to increase their lead. The Knicks were committing too many turnovers. But quickly, and his initials actually stepped up, IQ. He's a smart player for his age. And he kept the Knicks in the game. On the other hand, Kevin Knox missed a couple wide open threes. But you can't blame him because he's a benchman. How can he ever get warm? And you can't expect much from him. To me, he should have been traded. But anyway, now it's too late. Westbrook's emphatic dunk was proof that the Knicks were having a bad night in the first, second, and third quarter. Avdia, and not Avdia, as the commentators say, and you gotta trust me on this one because I've been living in Europe for many, many years, and it's a Serbian last name, and it's pronounced Avdia and not Avdia. Okay, I don't know Serbian, but I used to have friends, and I know a lot of players, so yeah. He committed 3 quick fouls, once again, and that was like one of the few things that was similar to the previous game on Tuesday. Because tonight, we saw a metamorphosis of both teams. It's like they swapped places. That shows how unpredictable the NBA is. If you want to lose your money, you go ahead and bet on NBA games. You know what I'm saying? I was absolutely tormented by watching the third quarter. The only positive aspect of the third quarter was that hot DJ, the blonde. Otherwise, Tibbs was disgusted, and I can't blame him. Then, a little before the beginning of the fourth quarter, we had the Knicks city dancers to cheer us up, to raise our spirits, because we were losing. Yeah, and whatever else. Anyway, at least that was like a good luck charm, because at the beginning of the fourth quarter, we saw some real basketball. We saw the Knicks play some real basketball. I mean, even though Hachimura was amazing with his agility and his lethal mid-range shots, we reacted and we actually stunned them. Barrett, Burks, and Quickly helped the Knicks tie the game. We made our shots. We played tough D. It was a collective effort. The whole team woke up, even Randall, and I loved how Burks played defense on Beal. It was an epic comeback. Quickly's and Burks' free throws in the end secured the win for us. I mean, about Quickly, he didn't practice shooting free throws when he was a kid with his mom for nothing. His mom was actually a basketball player, so it's all good. The Knicks were spectacular in the fourth quarter. I don't want to talk about trade rumors and stuff like that. Plus, I think we should talk about players that we already have in our team. But we waived Poirier, and we got Terrence Ferguson, as a benchman. 3-and-D, he's quite athletic. They're probably planning on making a move in the buyout market. We'll see. If something occurs, we'll talk about it. LaMarcus Aldridge would help us, I think, as a backup for Julius Randle. Plus, he can contribute as a center, too. He's 34 and we need his experience. That's all, folks. Be good. Thanks again. I'm out.